December 5th, 1876. Inferno, Uncontained. The Brooklyn Theater fire stands as one of the deadliest structural fires in United States history. The event offers insight into urban growth, theater culture, and public safety standards in the late 19th century. The fire began during an evening performance of The Two Orphans at the Brooklyn Theater in the city of Brooklyn, which at the time was separate from New York City. The theater was filled with more than 1,000 people, which reflected the strong public demand for staged entertainment. The structure relied on gas lighting, layered scenery, and combustible stage materials, which made the interior vulnerable to ignition. When a stage lamp set a backdrop on fire, the flames spread with speed due to the dry canvas and wooden rigging above the proscenium. Theater staff attempted to control the flames, but the fire moved faster than expected. The audience in the orchestra and parquet exited through ground floor doors, but the upper galleries became trapped in smoke and heat. The narrow stairways that connected the upper levels slowed the rescue. Many patrons in the family circle and gallery could not reach the exits before the roof collapsed. The final death count exceeded 270 lives, although precise totals vary due to the condition of remains and incomplete records. Most victims were recovered from the gallery section, which revealed a link between socioeconomic status and risk. Working-class residents, who often occupied the least expensive seats, faced the greatest danger. The significance of the Brooklyn Theater fire rests first in its influence on urban safety policy. New York and Brooklyn authorities launched inquiries that examined building codes, exit design, and theater management procedures. Investigators reviewed the placement of exits, the absence of fireproof curtains, and the limits of gas lighting systems. Their findings pushed city officials to revise construction requirements for performance halls. The tragedy accelerated the movement for fire-resistant materials and improved stage ventilation systems. These changes did not erase the dangers of public assembly spaces, but they raised awareness of hazards associated with crowded venues in dense cities. The fire also shaped public expectations about municipal responsibility. Newspapers published detailed reports on the loss of life. Editorials demanded that civic leaders protect residents through stronger oversight. This pressure contributed to broader acceptance of building inspection as a permanent civic function. The event also influenced insurance practices. Underwriters reassessed risk levels for entertainment structures and pushed theater owners to adopt safety devices that would reduce potential losses. These shifts helped define the relationship between private enterprise and public safety in an expanding industrial society. The catastrophe also exposed the limits of emergency response networks. Fire companies arrived quickly, but the theater's layout and the rapid collapse of the interior reduced their ability to rescue trapped patrons. The event emphasized the need for coordinated planning between building owners and public fire services. It also demonstrated the value of clear evacuation procedures. Survivors often described confusion in the initial moments of the fire, which prevented many from understanding the danger. These accounts influenced later debates about crowd behavior, signaling methods, and the importance of routine safety drills in public spaces. The cultural impact of the fire appeared in the imagery used by newspapers and civic groups in the months that followed. Sketches circulated across the country. These images helped frame the event as a symbol of preventable loss. The focus on preventability reinforced arguments for stricter regulation of public amusements. The disaster also influenced theater design trends. New theaters incorporated wider exits, metal fire curtains, and improved stairway placement. Architects began to consider how to move large crowds out of buildings in short periods of time. This shift helped shape the standard features of early 20th century theaters. The Brooklyn Theater fire remains historically important because it highlights the intersection of entertainment, technology, and public policy in a growing urban society. It reflects the risks created by dense audiences, flammable materials, and limited escape routes. Its legacy appears in the regulations that govern public buildings and the expectations citizens hold for safe architecture. The tragedy also shows how public attention can reshape civic priorities. The event stands as a critical case in the development of modern safety standards and continues to function as a reference point for researchers who study disaster history and urban reform. For enthusiasts of historical ephemera, visit history-collectors.com to find collectibles that might complement your collection. You can own a piece of history.